Here again with another Scream ranking video. In this one, I'm going to be ranking the openings of all 6 Scream movies from my least favorite opening to my favorite opening. But before I do that, a few things you should know. This is going to be my personal opinion. We will probably disagree, so make sure you leave your ranking down in the comments section. I will be spoiling the openings to these movies, so if you haven't seen all the openings to the Scream movies, then I highly suggest that you don't watch this video to avoid those potential spoilers. And with about 20 seconds left to go in this video, I'm going to put some end screen videos that you should watch my previous Scream content. Right here with about 20 seconds, I'll put my Scream movies ranked, which was updated. Right here, I'll put my Ghostface Killers ranked, which was also updated. And then right down here, I'll put my top 25 favorite Scream characters, which I didn't update yet. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do that until Scream 7, assuming we get Scream 7 comes out. I probably will, but at the moment it's not a priority because there wouldn't be a lot of changes. And I don't want to make a whole video again if I'm only going to change a few things. So just make sure you check those videos out. And of course, let me know your thoughts and smash the like button. So starting things off, and again, spoilers, if you haven't seen it. In 6th place, well, before I give you 6th place, honestly, 4 through 6, I did him and haw over because each movie I could put anywhere because there's things I like about all the openings and there's things I don't like about all these openings. But I settled for 6th place on Scream 4. This is usually the answer for people's least favorite Scream opening. I used to really like it. I liked the whole stab openings, the 2 stab fake out openings. I really like the fact that we got to see Kristen Bell and Anna Paquin. I really enjoyed that. But I feel like the characters of Jenny Randall and Marnie weren't really that interesting. And the conversation with Ghostface really wasn't much. It was more Marnie pretending to be Ghostface using the Ghostface app that made me not like it as much. And I think there's a good amount of tension in the scene, especially when we find out that Marnie's been killed. And then the whole scene kind of mocking Tatum's death. Well, to a degree, not really, but Tatum's death in the original Scream with Jenny Randall, getting killed. That was okay, but it felt like it was missing something, and that's why I put Scream 4 as my number 6. Coming in 5th place, and this will actually probably come as a shocker to some of you, because I actually really like this opening, but compared to the rest of the movies, I'm going with Scream 3. Of course, that's where we get the death of Cotton Weary and Christine, who is played by Kelly Rutherford, formerly of Melrose Place, amongst other things. In this one, I just don't feel like there's a lot of tension. And I feel like there's a lot missing. Like they cut out a bunch of scenes that we could have built more tension. Even though it has elements of suspense, it just doesn't work for me. And I feel like Cotton Weary wasn't the best choice, in my opinion, to kill in this movie right away. After the ending of Scream 2, Cotton Weary should have had a really big role in Scream 3. And then Scream 4 is where you look to kill Cotton off. But they did it too early, and I felt it was a little forced. Like they didn't have any idea, so let's just kill Cotton Weary. Liv Schreiber doesn't want to do another movie anyway, which I don't know if that's the case or not. Who knows? But I don't know. I mean, there's good moments in it, but I felt like there was a lot of flaws, and I felt like they cut a lot out of this opening, and that's why I chose Scream 3, unfortunately, to come in 5th place. Number 4, I'm going to go with Scream 5. And honestly, I thought about putting Scream 5 in 6th place because we don't get an opening kill. But we do get a really good call with Ghostface, Roger L. Jackson, and him and Tara's conversation is really good. They don't rush it. They let it go. And then, of course, we get tension scenes and hang-ups and callbacks and hang-ups and then locks opening, locks closing, locks opening. That was good. I'm just a little mad that we don't get a kill. It's brutal. Like she gets her fractured fibula, or was it her ankle? And then she gets stabbed in the hand. Brutal opening, but why are we not getting a kill in the opening of a Scream movie. So that's why I chose Scream 5 as my number 4. Coming in third place for me, which will probably shock a lot of you, is going to be Scream 2. Scream 2 has an excellent opening, has really, really well-known actors in the opening with Omar Epps playing Phil Stevens and Jada Pinkett Smith playing Maureen Evans. They're great. The whole movie theater thing is great with everybody dressed as a ghost face and with like ghost face knives, and that's awesome. The watching Stab on the big screen with Heather Graham playing Casey Becker, that's good. It's really good. I just have a big flaw that really annoys me. I have 2 flaws that always come to mind in the Scream franchise, and I usually don't nitpick about things. One of them is in Scream 3, and I'll tell you what that is. When Randy's sister randomly comes out of her trailer and says, guys, you've got to check this out. Like, did she know they were standing right there at that time? Like, was there a deleted scene that we didn't get that let us know that Randy's sister's in town? I don't know. That annoys me. Obviously, I love the scene because we got the rules to a trilogy, but that specifically annoyed me. And then in Scream 2, you have Omar Epps' character, Phil Stevens, in the bathroom. The urinals are being used, so he goes to the stall, and then he hears some whimpering. He puts his ear up to the stall, and then Ghostface stabs right where he's kneeling and gets him right in the ear. And I just felt like, how did he know he was going to go in that stall and just say, fuck it, and hold it until later? I don't know. But for some reason, it really annoys me. Now, the other thing that bothers me, it's not a big issue, so I don't necessarily count this as a reason why this is in third place. But so Maureen Evans gets killed, and she like walks to the screen and then falls down. Like, why did she do that? It made it look kind of fake to me. She should have just fell down right in the aisle where she was. Little things like that, I don't know. On any given day, Scream 2 could be number 2 for me. It will not be number 1. I preface that. There's no way. But that's why Scream 2, surprisingly, is my third place. Coming in second place, and this may be a surprise, maybe it isn't. At the moment, and maybe I have some recency bias, I'm going to go with Scream 6. I really enjoyed what we got in Scream 6. We got a long call with a Ghostface. We got a call with somebody that was pretending to be Ghostface. We get a kill in the opening scene. We get an actress like Samara Weaving gets killed in the opening of a Scream movie. That's awesome. I mean, she's not as big as Scream, don't get me wrong, but she's fucking phenomenal, especially in Ready or Not. So we get her death, but then we get the Ghostface reveal right away in the opening of the movie. Like, holy shit. And it was a pretty brutal kill, too, from what we saw. But we see Ghostface, this Jason character, and we get to follow Ghostface home. Like, oh, is this going to be the whole movie? And then we get our main Ghostface to call Jason and be like, no. And, play the getting warmer, you're on fire. And then he sees his partner, Greg, chopped up in the refrigerator. And then Jason gets killed by our Ghostface. And Ghostface says, fuck the movies. Awesome intro. Now, again, this may be some recency bias. And the more times I've seen it, which I've seen it 3 times now, maybe it'll go down on the list. But I really like Scream 6's opening. And that's why currently it's my number 2. And coming in first place for me, and honestly, this is a no-brainer. I'm sure some of you out there don't have this in first place, but Scream from 1996. This movie was marketed around Drew Barrymore being the star of the movie, and her character, Casey Becker, gets killed in this amazing, iconic opening scene. We get the popcorn popping, which is now iconic. We get the phone conversation between Roger L. Jackson as Ghostface and Casey Becker. We have the movie trivia, name the killer in Friday the 13th. Jason, Jason, Jason. Wrong. I've seen that goddamn movie 100 times. That might not be the actual line. And then You should know that Mrs. Voorhees was the killer in Friday the 13th. You tricked me. Lucky for you. It's so iconic. And I'm not the guy that absolutely adores the original Scream. I like it a lot, but it's not my favorite of the franchise. Click right here with 20 seconds left to go in the video for my Scream movies ranked, and you'll find out what my favorite is. So, it's just crazy. But they don't stop there. You have Casey Becker's character. Not only does she get killed, but for 1996's standards, she gets killed pretty brutally. In addition to her boyfriend, Stephen Orth, who is also killed pretty brutally with his intestines hanging out. What an opening of a movie. That's just, to me, that's just not just an iconic horror movie opening, but an iconic movie opening of all time. I can't think of many movies that have a better opening than Wes Craven's Scream from 1996. I just absolutely love that opening, and I'd be shocked if any future Scream sequel is able to top that, let alone come close. Because yes, Scream 6 came in second place, but Scream is way up here, and Scream 6 is right here. And then we have Scream 2, and then we have Scream 4, or Scream 5. You know, it's miles ahead of the competition. So there's my ranking of the Scream openings. Remember to check out my other Scream-related videos. Like I said, my Scream movies ranked, my Ghostface killers, and my top 25 favorite characters in the Scream franchise, somewhere down there. I may or may not update that, but I haven't yet, so that's before I saw Scream 6. And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special, and JDev will return. I'll be right back.